Okay, so I'm Mike Mackey from Mackey Plumbing Heating, and today I've been installing this Vitodens 200 with Richard from Raw Plumbing and Heating. I'm going to talk you through the boiler, and I'll tell you why I believe it's probably the best boiler on the UK market. Obviously, it looks quite a nice boiler, as you can see here. This boiler's got the weather compensation HO1B controller on this. We've left the case loose at the moment, but there's a couple of screws on the bottom here. We undo those and the case should just lift off, like so. So inside the boiler, if you want to come in and have a look, we have the Viessmann heat exchanger, which has got a 10-year warranty on it. It's got in my opinion, it's the best heat exchanger on the market, and there's nothing there that can touch it. The G90 one comes close, but it doesn't have the single pass like that. The thickness of the walls are thicker, and the actual waterways themselves are thicker, so less likely to sludge up. However, that shouldn't be a problem on a clean system anyway. Obviously we've got the fan there, German fan. I don't believe Viessmann make that. Gas valve, I believe, is made by Chrome Schroeder. Very fantastic gas valve. Modulates, I suppose in one respect in a similar way to GA, but actually works. It modulates to the calorific value of the gas, making sure we've got perfect combustion every time, regardless of what it's like. Obviously in this boiler we've got more copper and brass than we have in the 100, so we've got the copper return there going back up, bleed point on the top similar to the 100 where we bleed the heat exchanger. If we look at the bottom, we look at the hydro block down here. If you have a look in there, you can see there that we've got brass components in the bottom there, brass and copper. We've got a fully modulating pump. This doesn't look like the ERP pumps that we're familiar with in the UK, this Grundfos, but it is fully modulating, and the Viessmann 200's been ERP compliant before ERP was even brought into the UK. We'll have a look at the controls. Talk you into the controls. So as you can see on the front of the controls here, we've got the outdoor sensor. Today it's 5 degrees outside. We're looking to main 21 degrees at the moment. We're still in commissioning mode at the moment, or certainly I'm still commissioning the boiler, so I've set the curve to maximum just to get some heat into the building, because the heating's been off for a fair few hours now. So the flap's open like that. What we've got on the front there is a pressure gauge. We have the optical link for the Vitasoft, which is a fantastic piece of kit, which I'll talk about in the video later. We've got the HO1B controller there, and obviously the power button. If you go into the controls there, we've got the boiler temperature at the bottom. At the moment that's 49 degrees. The curve is set at its maximum curve at the moment. If I go into that, onto heating there, and we go down to the weather compensated curve, heating curve, the slope at the moment is at 3.5, which is far too high. We're going to cook the customers with that. We'll drop that down. I'm going to drop it down to about 2.3 for this property. It's still a very high curve, and explain to the customer after a couple of days to start dropping that down to try and find the best happy medium for that. So we've just adopted that there. It's also got the controls in there. It's got heating programs, heating times, setback temperature. So the setback room temperature there, I'm going to change that to about 13 degrees. Unlucky for some, but not for me. And to set the room temperature for the house, we can just go into that and set it up and down. I've currently got that set at 21 degrees, which I'm happy with. And obviously it comes as a system boiler, a 4-pipe boiler. We can set the domestic hot water. This is a combi, so we don't really need to change with that, unless we need to change the temperature. I'm going to knock that up to 55, 57 even, get it nice and hot for the customer. I've spent quite a lot of money on the boiler. I want them to really see how good the hot water is on this. It's fantastic. We can go into commissioning mode and test mode via the HO1B controller. You'll find that out if you do the Vitodens 200 training. I like to use the Vitasoft link, which we just plug in via this lead into there, and then we can do that on the laptop. I'll just put the cover back on. So the cover's dead easy. It just lifts straight up, on and down. Fantastic boiler. Best boiler in the UK market. Very happy with it. Hopefully it's given you some information. Hopefully you'll want to try and install one. I think they're fantastic. Rich, do you like them?
Love them.
So as you can see, we're two happy installers today, installing what we like best. Thank you very much.